Type 4. Do you think? Question 1. Do you think that English is a difficult language to learn? Um, it's true, especially for Chinese speakers. First, it has a more complex grammatical system, such as aspect and tense. In Chinese, we use adverb to express similar ideas. Second, it has a larger vocabulary base. As a lingua franca, it can absorb other cultures' new words at every moment. Third, it has a wider range of accents, from American, British, Australian to Irish. We English learners need to invest a lot of time to get used to these differences. Question 2. Do you think that the pace of change will continue to increase in the future? Yes, absolutely. Because the speed of information sharing increases as well. In order to achieve this goal, we invented different tools such as instant messengers, online forums, and databases. Take me as an example. I am a dry eye patient. I and other people with similar symptoms share our experiences on the internet. Doctors summarize these cases and report them to the businessman. The businessman launch tailored products, in this case the ink screen, which is eye friendly. This is called the circle of innovation, and it will be expanded to other fields in the future. Question 3. Do you think that people's attitudes towards traditional celebration changed in recent years? Yes, it's true. This is because we Chinese live a richer life compared with our parents. We can buy whatever we want thanks to the convenient delivery services. We can meet people we want due to the development of social media. So the original secret moments are not special anymore. One typical example is the Spring Festival Gala. According to statistics, fewer people watch it at New Year's Eve. Question 4. Do you think that art should be taught in school? Yes, absolutely. Not only can art develop children's curiosity, creativity, and imagination, but also it can work as an emotional outlet, allowing children to release negative emotions such as stress, anxiety, and depression. Parents should encourage kids to engage in painting, singing, and dancing. Next, do you think that most people in your country eat healthy? I think it's tricky, but yes, to some extent. Although some people counter that younger generation is addicted to junk food due to the fast-paced society, we choose hamburgers, fried chips. This food can lead to disease such as high blood pressure, diabetes. On the other hand, the health information is highly accessible thanks to the development of internet. And we can also order a wider range of nutritious food due to delivery services. So it depends on personal choice. Question 6. Do you agree that advertising can be dangerous? Yes, but the definition of dangerous isn't about life threat, but impulsive consumption. For example, a poor guy could buy something he actually doesn't need to, which means he is vulnerable to debt or even worse, bankruptcy. So my suggestion for everybody is to think twice before purchase. Question 7. Do you think that parents and children can become good friends? I think not, unfortunately. First, parents and children grew up in different ages, which means they have different tastes. For example, my parents like collective activities such as group dancing, whereas I, who live in digital era, prefer video games. Second, parents and children have different social responsibilities. For parents, they are expected to maintain the financial well-being of the whole family. For children, they are required to study harder in school. So, in conclusion, both sides couldn't understand each other's joy and sorrow. I suggest them find friends similar to their ages. Number 8. Do you think that people behave differently when in a group? Yes, it's true. When a person works alone, he enjoys complete freedom, but the trade off is he loses the opportunities to exchange information. On the other hand, when a person works for a team, he is expected to embrace different ideas, to put himself in others' shoes. In this case, he can unite the group members' force towards the same direction to reach the highest efficiency. Question 9. Do you agree that you can't understand this world without knowing about the past? Yes, I agree with that. I think it reminds me of a famous quote from Isaac Newton. If I have seen further, it's by standing on the shoulders of giants. We learn from history because we do not want to repeat our ancestors' mistake. If you are familiar with German history, you know the Second World War and the foundation of European Union both shared the same goal to expand the market share. The latter was more acceptable and successful, so it's not difficult to understand the meaning of learning history to make the right choice. Question 10. Do you think that men and women want the same thing in a relationship? I beg to differ. In traditional Chinese culture, men are breadwinners who should be responsible for making money, whereas women are expected to act as caregivers who are in charge of housework. But as time changes, modern roles could be exchanged. The new couples negotiates first and divide tasks later based on personal preference and abilities. I think it's more fair.